switch seats.
I'm going to use this short one. That's what I was saying.
Why?
Because
Do we,
you guys look...
are we using this today?
We're live.
Yeah.
We're live. This is awesome.
We are using that today.
We're professionals.
I don't know what we're doing today. I got so many things going in my head.
Oh, I don't. Here,
it's
can you
like,
give this to Brenda because I don't want that.
you need. I'm like this, the hamster wheel thing.
Yeah,
you know,
I
the
love,
hamster in the wheel, and he's turning, and he's turning, and he's smiling.
I love the fact that we decided to start doing this at noon, so
and
that
he's going nowhere.
so that we can be better prepared because it's later in the day, and both times it's like we're lucky to be starting on time.
That's not so.
Well, yeah. Well,
We'll get there.
okay,
We'll get there. I like it. I like it. I feel awake and energized and.
And we have a new face behind. Oh. I was like, why is there extra people? I'm like, well, Riley's always there. She's just usually not here for the show.
Yeah, hi Riley. Riley's in the house. What we got?
Well, anyway,
Brenda
welcome.
and Bev and
Welcome to
Deanna. Hi from Tennessee.
welcome to another episode of Shenanigans with Brent and Becky.
Oh, it's a good one.
Hello. Hey.
Anyway,
We need a blinking light.
like on air, like a little
Yeah,
on air. Oh,
yeah.
we should get one. I'm sure they sell them on Amazon.
Yeah,
On
come
air.
watch the show.
Anyway, so shop news. I don't know that I have any. Do I have any?
How can you not have any shop news?
No.
What? How'd your trip go?
It was exciting.
Did
no, it was kind of awful because I get to Florida, I think it's going to be really nice in
Okay,
Florida.
first update people on what you did.
All right. So as many people will know, there is there's a supply chain crisis. So I had somebody order a 10 needle machine back in November. And she's a snowbird, which I understand as I get older why that is. And it was supposed to be in, she ordered it just before Thanksgiving. And they were leaving December 17th to go to Florida. So the machine was supposed to be here so they could take it with them. And it never showed up.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'll get it shipped and you'll have it by February because she's planning on doing some classes and stuff for February.
Okay.
And well, the machine showed up last Thursday. And then I'm looking at my calendar and I'm thinking to myself, if you ship that, it's not going to get there probably till mid-February if you're lucky. So I'm like, it's only Florida. We've done that before in a day and a half. So
This was the same time we were predicting
the
last
snowstorm.
weekend.
Oh yeah, the snowstorm.
The big eastern coast snowstorm.
What did they call it? Some sort of
blizzard.
Some sort of bomb. It was some sort of
snow bomb,
which I thought it sounded pretty exciting, but I didn't really. But anyway, so we left.
Can't contain my excitement.
We left around noon on Friday. Delivered the machine about 10 o'clock Saturday morning, and then we were back by Sunday at about 10. We just caught the snowstorm going down. We were like in Virginia or New Jersey. The snow was starting, and then we turned around and came back, and we got to see what all the snow did.
Did you stop in Wisconsin too?
No.
Oh, so
No.
that got crossed off the
That
list.
got crossed off.
His original idea, I like this. I'm going to go to Florida, and then I have another machine, and I'm going to swing by Wisconsin to drop that one off.
Well, the difference was.
And I thought, you don't swing by Wisconsin on your way back from Florida,
It would have
Brent.
been a difference of like 10 hours, but at the same time, I didn't have room for two machines in the car. And I'm thinking to myself, I wasn't on a
These
time.
are big machines.
And I wasn't on a time crunch for the Wisconsin one, so that one's actually getting I just heard back from the freight people. That one's going out tomorrow freight. So.
Oh. I said, you are a nincompoop
But
for thinking this stuff up.
the upside to it is we delivered the machine and
Yes.
we're setting her all up, and she's like, I think I want a luminaire to go with this. Can you send me pricing on a luminaire?
You do! You do! I wish I had the luminaire for today's show. In fact,
Yeah.
I might have one in my trunk.
Do you need me to go get it?
Because I'm telling you that I am
Okay.
there's no better machine in the whole wide world.
Okay.
There isn't. I have a 10 needle, whoever you are. I have a 10 needle and a luminaire and a luminaire. And I'm soon to get another luminaire.
So yes, that was my story of the weekend. So, and then I got back and I had to, I got back on Sunday and I was going to go snow blow. This just tops it all off. So I'm going to go snow blow and snow blower fire truck. It's a tractor with like the blower on the front, so I can sit in the cab and not freeze out. It's a nice little setup. So I fire the tractor up, push the lever forward to go forward. Nothing moves. Try to lift the floor, nothing moved.
Oh.
So the hydraulic pump is gone on the
The
right.
pump is gone, not just the pin, because sometimes that
Oh no!
little safety pin shuts everything down.
It's got to be the pump because not only does the blower not
Did
work.
you check the safety pin first?
There's no safety pin on this one.
Oh.
This was kind of hardcore.
Okay.
And if there was a safety pin, I would have changed it long ago.
Okay, all right.
I hate the shear
As
pin.
soon as that shears off,
Yeah.
everything comes to a halt.
Yeah, no.
But
This is This has a hydrostatic transmission.
Yep.
So it's
Yep.
all tied. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's-
bummer.
yeah, well, I had an old snowblower in the garage that I've been telling myself I was going to fix for a while, and
Yeah.
there was a little bit of an urgency this time, so
Yeah. Did you fix it?
that one's fixed. Yeah.
And then you used it?
Yeah, but I have to walk behind this one, so it's just more work. So
I
that's-
think you can use the exercise.
I could definitely
Oh,
use it.
did I say that? Yeah, I did.
It's
Yeah,
the truth.
especially after riding in the car for 36
This is true.
hours.
See, that's why I'm growing out the beard. So you see, I'm
You're going to wait till it covers everything?
yes, it's going to cover everything, and I'll look wise.
I don't know that you can grow it long enough.
And that is what she said.
Yeah. Yeah. Hi, Lynn. Hey.
All right. So anyway, not a lot of shop news. Check our schedule
Don't say
for.
that.
Check the schedule for classes.
Don't-
We did
blah, blah,
get
blah,
block
blah,
two. We have block one for midnight. Whatever the midnight block of the month has been
Midnight
started.
block of the month.
So block
Midnight
one.
Star.
Midnight.
We have to keep him on track, people.
So block one has been started, and is available.
Yay. Yay.
And it is February, and some people are ahead of the game, so we do have block two.
Oh, don't expect that with Frosty.
And here's what block two is going to look like.
Mid-month.
So we're really midnight's underway. So if you're interested, it's not too late to jump in. It's one of those nice
Yeah,
block of
they're
months.
pretty, too.
If you come a little late to the game, it's not the end of the world.
No,
We'll get you
those
caught
are
up.
pretty easy.
Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say easy. Those are fairly
Yeah, pretty simple.
fast.
Yes.
They're
So
not
that's-
going to take you 30 days to do,
So
I guess that's what I'm saying.
that's been started and that's available now. If you're interested, we do have a couple class time set aside on our calendar to if you want to come in and sew
Need
with
help.
us.
If
Yeah,
you're-
if you need help.
if you're
And
a
it's kind of
beginner.
more of like a workshop type thing. You
Yeah.
know, we'll give you a hand and stuff, but don't expect like some sort of super duper
Super duper what?
super duper instruction, all sorts of
Help,
awasomeness.
assistance.
It's a workshop, so it's kind of a sew along type atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like Frosty where you're going to learn all sorts of cool stuff about your machine. Well, Frosty is like really in depth.
Well, they've been doing really nice.
I know, I'm just saying,
I'm
it's-
so
it's-
pleased with the people's stuff I have seen.
And then the other thing, because of the snow, we canceled the tabletopper of the month that was due for
Oh,
this.
yeah.
The kits are available. We're going to put the class back on the schedule for anybody that's interested. This, like I said, because of the snow, we ended in my absence and nobody. Yeah. Long story short, we didn't open the shop on Saturday because of everything.
You didn't?
Nobody was here.
Yeah.
Except for Eddie.
Yeah.
Poor Eddie.
And so, so because of that, we did run the class.
You
and
don't
everything.
come for nothing, Eddie.
But tell them to call and about the class though. You can't sign up on the
For midnight or for all of them?
for all of them. Remember, we weren't.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
You gotta explain that.
Yeah, so we do have, like I said, on the calendar, we do have classes for the tabletopper of the month and for the midnight block of the month. But basically, if you are interested in coming to the class, just give us a call and we'll save you a seat. You can't sign up online.
Oh, because it's
Because
included in
yeah,
the
because
package.
the class is included with the purchase of the pattern.
Right.
So we don't have you sign up online because we do have more kits or patterns available than we have classroom slots. But we want people to know that you can come to the class if you want to. So
The other thing is, this occurred to me when we were doing Frosty last week, that you don't necessarily have to chuck your whole machine in order to sit and listen to the steps. You know, like I was doing instruction in this amount of time,
yeah.
and then the rest of it was watching and making sure I was there to answer every question for them.
And we're hoping that the instruction portion, we're going to probably get that on video. We're hoping on Saturday.
Right, well, it is on PDF as well.
Yeah.
But on Saturday, we're
Yeah,
hoping
because
to
we
do
do have a couple
instructions
people
for
that
it,
want to, and we're not going to do necessarily remote, but we are going
Right.
to have video versions of it. So if you are doing this and you're, let's say, in California or Wisconsin,
Tennessee,
and we sent you a
Peabody, Mass.
and we sent you a kit, you'll be able to watch the video and get what you need out of it, hopefully.
Yeah.
So
No, I
that's
think
so
we
that's
will.
what we're going to be doing with Frosty. Yes. So that's I think no, I don't think we got a new fabric. Did we get a new fabric in? I can't remember.
I didn't know if that was it.
No, that's just a sample. That's just
Okay.
some basics from Riley Blake that we brought in.
That's
for
really pretty.
It is
Okay,
pretty.
fine, I'll show it to people.
It's really pretty.
It's new
And
to
while we're
us.
on the Riley Blake, you didn't catch that on camera, did you, Eddie?
What's that?
Your big butt crack. You did, didn't you?
My father is a plumber.
Live on camera.
My father is a plumber, so I come
You
by
need-
that.
you-
I come by that crack
You need to
honestly.
grow a beard back here.
I have a beard back there. So anyway, I apologize. For
We're
that.
used to seeing it around here,
I'm sorry
people.
they had to see that.
You know, in school you used to take a pencil and drop it in the butt crack. With this guy, I need a closet rod.
All right, show us the fabric.
But yeah, this came in. This is just actually a basic line from Riley
You know,
Blake.
'cause-
It's blossoms. We brought this one in just because it matches one of the
It's
tabletop ones.
beautiful. I
But we'll-
love it. It's
it's-
like it's not pink. I don't know if it's showing up on there. It looks pink on my video, but it's like salmon. It's like a salmon-y. It's like a pinkish coral. I call it salmon.
And the print is
I
really
love
nice
it.
on it. Now this print comes in a lot of different colors too, because the solid background has the white little blossoms on it. So it's not quite a dot. It's more of a just kind of a
And it's scattery.
yeah. So
I
it
like
gives a little
that.
bit of texture without being too out of control. And that's about it. That's
That's
really all we
really
have
cute.
for new and exciting stuff this week.
Well, Riley breaks
Right now, really.
chicken salad quilt that I tried to get in the store, but it was too late and $1 short. Remember
Yeah.
all the chickens on it?
That was what's her face?
Lori Holt.
Lori Holt. Yeah.
Yeah. Why did I say Riley Blake?
Because
Because
it's
we're-
from her.
Riley Blake is the company that makes it. Lori
Okay,
Holt is the
all right.
designer. And
Lori-
I said, what's her face?
Lori
So,
Holt.
so when we're famous someday and Lori watches this, she'll be
Chicken
like,
salad.
yeah, what's your face? I'll show you what's your
Chicken
face.
salad sew along is beginning, I think, either next week or the week after if you're Lori Holt fans.
And there's a lot of them out there.
I happen to get a hold of the chicken shapes because
The chicken shapes.
the chicken shapes.
Not the chicken shapes.
Every chicken is different and it has chicken shapes, and every chicken has its own
We're
name.
showing some
So
chicken
in
shapes.
my head, I have these little chickens with their names on them.
Did you get some nuggets to go with it?
I am not going to do it her way. If you know the Lori Holt way, but you're welcome to. She stitches around it
Yeah.
with interfacing on it, and
Yeah.
then makes a little slip, and then turns it inside
Yeah.
out, and then puts it on the quilt. That's how she does her applique. No, Becky.
But you have the, so you're telling us you're going to digitize the shapes for that?
I am digitizing my chicken shapes.
Okay. That's
I have to.
okay.
I have to.
Are you going to show us the process by what you
The
do?
patent is free, by the way. The
The-
patent is a free
Yep.
patent.
Oh, okay.
It's not. You don't have to go out and buy the patent. The chicken shapes you had to buy because they're not in the patent.
Well, she's got to make her money somewhere.
I know. So
I mean, if you can make your money drawing chickens, you're doing all right in life.
they're so cute. I couldn't stand it.
Mine's getting
Okay.
shipped today too.
Did you buy the kit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I bought the fabric kit myself.
So anyway, that's it for Shop News. Moving on to,
Chicken.
is it quiz time we do next? See,
It is quiz time.
doing this at noon, and I don't get my outline made, which you think I would have. but-
Brent, you don't get anything done.
I used to
And
be
it's
prepared.
not because it's not noon. Well, then get prepared yesterday for today. Get prepared yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
The day before. That's what I mean.
That's
The
not,
day
that's not
before.
my nature.
Okay. Quiz time!
Quiz time! Woohoo!
Now, y'all remember these from last week, I'm sure.
Yes, we had so much fun with those.
They were not my favorite for a couple reasons. The quiz is name one reason that Becky would love to give these away.
Oh, we're giving those away?
Nobody wants to. I'm not paying to ship them. These were an item that I
Our
was.
400
I wasn't.
giveaway.
So the question
as we
is,
hate.
just give me one reason why I wasn't thrilled with this product. Just one reason. Quiz time.
Quiz time.
Dun,
Where's the
dun,
music?
dun, 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 dun. Where's all our peeps
I
today?
don't know, it doesn't want to work.
Where's our
There it
peeps?
is.
Where's our
Oh,
peeps? One.
John and
$10
Jean,
GC.
they had the grandchild today, so they couldn't hang
How
out.
exciting!
Yeah.
$10 GC. Why
I don't-
wasn't
is
this
everybody
my
on there
favorite
today?
product?
It's like we're
Oh!
Check-
When's on?
okay.
Oh!
Deanna.
Why?
Is that it?
Nobody knows
Everyone
why
was
these
on.
were my favorite
Wait,
products. We're going out to the live
I
audience. Beverly.
It did a big mark, and then when you went to erase it, it left a wet spot.
Nope.
Well, no, it
Yeah,
blotted.
yeah,
It left a
yeah.
big mark. That was one reason I didn't like it. And I didn't like the wet spot. But on top of that, you couldn't remark if you would use the eraser.
Right, because it was wet.
But
Yeah.
the blotting.
The blotting.
The blotting was
The
a big deal to
blotting.
me. So,
The great
congratulations, Bev! $10 GC going
Yeah.
out to Beverly for our live audience.
Oh, yes, our studio audience.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
sweet.
so that means it's now time for Quilt of the Week, which is a quilt that I didn't really make, but I thought that we would just follow up with last week's mess.
Last week's mess.
Do you remember the quilt we talked about last week?
Yeah, it was
And all the
deep.
holes in it and how
Oh, yeah.
and how what we're saying
Is
is
that the one?
this is the one. So remember how we were talking about you don't want to sew new fabric to old fabric? What we ended
Yeah.
up doing, it's on here so you can
Why,
kind of see.
what is this here, Brent?
It's just
Oh, you haven't cleaned it up.
it's down here.
I can't.
So all we did is we took some woven interfacing and ironed it to the back of all the rips, and you can really kind of see what that happened here. I don't know if I'm on the, so you can kind of see here
Am I in the way?
that no, you're good.
No. Okay.
So you can see right here the where you got that little bit of white in the back. That's actually the interfacing on the back side that we ironed to hold everything in place. And you can kind of see there's a bigger one here. So all of this has been fused, and there's a couple. You can still see the rips, but what we did is, like I said, it's got some interfacing on the back now, so that it's so it's not going to go anywhere. Now it does. You can kind of see this one's a little funky, but what's nice is we did a fairly tight quilt pattern on that. So that rip, even though it's back on, it's not going to go anywhere because the quilting's going to stop it from getting any worse. And so that's really, like I said, we could have tried and actually sewn stuff, but it was by fusing it and then adding the quilting. Like I said, we did a fairly tight quilt. You can kind of see on the back here the quilting pattern.
It came out really cool. Oh, and the
But-
old cuddle.
Yeah, we used cuddle. But you can see on the quilting pattern how tight that is. And what that'll do is that'll keep any new rips from spreading. So, well, because when it hits
No new rips.
when it hits the stitch line, that'll be the end of the rip. So that's how we repaired this. Like I said, it's actually a usable quilt. Now there's a couple, like I said,
and
there's a
it's-
couple spots where because of the previous wear and tear,
Why-
but it'll.
But this is, oh, no, that
Yeah.
is, yeah.
So there's a couple spots from the
Yeah.
previous wear and tear, but this
Yeah,
is now
like right here.
Yeah.
Right,
Then
right here.
that was probably the worst of it.
Now, can you just like stitch this even more?
We could.
Just because I'm worried this is flipping out. Like, could you take like a zigzag to it if you, not you personally.
If you
the
wanted to,
person,
but one of that kind of goes in the idea because this fabric's already rough.
Yeah,
If you make a tight zigzag there, you're just going to make the problem worse.
okay.
So a lot of this,
Alright,
like I said,
so
there's a
bad
little bit of
idea,
wear, but
Becky,
those
bad idea.
those tears aren't going to go anywhere. And where they're significant, there is interfacing on the back, so that's going to keep it from getting too out of control. So you can actually use this now as a quilt, and not worry about it falling apart, because I mean
Wow.
you're going to get a little bit more wear out of it.
That's really cool that you
But-
were able to say that, because that did not look that great when you showed it off last week.
It was in rough. Well, that was after I'd already taken care of the back. That was like awful on it too.
Wowza.
So
Wowza.
that's
that's quilt of the
that's
week.
quilt of the week just because
So
that's
is
one
the
show.
repair free too, or
No, that was
just
just
the
a,
quilting?
it's just the quilt of the week. I was showing it more of as a follow up to last week's.
Okay, phew, just wanted to make sure.
Well, yeah.
100 hours.
Well, I don't know how because I set Riley loose on it with the iron and the interfacing, and I'm like, iron this.
Well, she still wore something.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying I don't know how long it took her though. I don't know. Was it 100 hours, or just like 20?
It depends how much you're willing to pay her for.
But yeah, I just wanted to do this quilt of the week as kind of a follow up to what
Wow.
we started last week.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
And so that brings us over to the turbo tips.
My turtle tip and my learning sessions are kind of crisscrossy today.
So do you want me to just go into the workbench and just throw it
No,
away?
I'll do one
Okay.
first, then you, then I'll go back.
Oh yeah.
The first thing is, I'm all about convincing you guys that Embrilliance is worth downloading for the free version, okay?
Yeah.
If
Which
you,
we're not sponsored by them, by the way.
we are not,
We
and
need
you
to talk
should
to them.
be.
We'd be like, we should
They
be like,
would love to. You just need to tell them. You want an affiliate link and you're golden. One of the things that I don't think we realize, if you just step up one notch, you don't have to go all the way up to the stitch artist level.
which is like $1,500.
Right, you don't have, it's less than that, but you don't have to step all the way up there unless you're designing. Like, if I'm doing something from scratch, I need the tools that are up there. But if I'm downloading, again, chickens, I don't know if you all saw the chickens Juju Designs had on sale.
No.
I have got to be
I
making
still
chicken
don't-
mug rugs till I
I don't
die,
understand
people, till I
the
die.
fascination with chickens.
Cause they're so freaking cute. They got some in high heels. Did you see the high heel ones?
Chickens are kind of gross.
No. Anyway, I'm thinking I need chicken mug rugs. Okay, like in all those little boxes. You know the trays I keep talking about. That
Yeah.
we still got a whole bunch. We're
Yeah.
gonna do a class in
We're
that.
gonna have to do something with that.
But I am not a fan of stitching in the hoop, getting my applique scissors out, cutting, stitching in the hoop
Oh,
again.
it just sounds like work.
Especially if I'm making several chickens.
Okay.
So I went out, you can switch to my computer, I think.
Computer
I don't
peeps?
think I have anything bad on there yet. I went out to Designs by Juju's because they were having this big sale and got me some chickens.
Okay.
Now, the chicken on my screen right now is a chicken that's going to go into a placemat block. So she gets other things in it. But remember, we can always change chickens around too. But here's what I want to show you with the first level of Embrilliance.
So after you pay, it's a step up from
Free.
the. Okay.
Free version. You're now biting the bullet, and I think it's what, 130
I
or
think,
something.
I think it's 139.
Okay. Sometimes on sale, sometimes not. But this is after you spend some money. Watch what I can do though. Here comes my chicken. Now, if you're just gonna put this chicken on your machine with a stick, what's gonna happen is it's gonna do placement lines and it's gonna cut. But if you have an electronic cutter, or you have a quilt shop that does, we have this scan and cut and a Cricut, either one, that you can come in and use if you provide your own consumables.
Yes.
Consumables being mats, blades, etc. Right? Okay, so this chicken, now I'm up a level. I'm not in the free version, okay? If I click on this little
You got it.
screen over here, let me make
What's
this
that?
bigger for you, Ed.
No, it's one step up.
There we go. When I look at this chicken, you'll see certain things. And as I go down the line, I can tell what it's stitching, right? Can y'all see that? I need my glasses. I can't see that. I'm thinking I want to make my cutting file, my cutting machine, cut out her wing, her body, her hat, the flower, all the pieces that are applique. This is how easy it is to do. I'm going to look at, well, let me click on this guy right here. Nope, I got the wrong thing. I have to figure, okay, that looks like her hat, right?
Where?
See how it's highlighted? See that?
I mean, if you say so.
Okay, well, look what it's doing, because all,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Juju
yeah.
does
Okay.
this all the time. See how it goes khaki,
Yeah.
Carmen, khaki, Carmen, khaki, Carmen,
Yeah.
khaki. Do you see what's going on? You
One
see
of,
that?
one of those is your
khaki,
one of those is your
Carmen.
tactile color.
Yeah. Khaki, Carmen, khaki. Oh, no, that's fresh pink. Okay, so, and then, because it's not, I think it's a squirrely Q in her head or something, and then it's her beak. But they obviously have a system, and so does Kimberbell, so does every designer out there. We tend to pick, and if you were unclear as to what it was, you stick it in your machine and it'll tell you, but I'm going to use the stitch simulator to show you. And as soon as
Are you using this to make SVG files?
yeah,
Do you know you can do that right off your machine?
you can, but
But
it's only FCM files.
oh yeah, it only goes to the scanning.
It's not SVG, it's FCM.
Yes.
And
okay.
then they're not the right size. And then I have to bring them into the software. They come out too small. You have to go up too. You have to resize them.
Okay.
And then I have to
thought
have
you
it.
could do that. I thought that was all built in the machine.
It is in the new Luminaire. If you have My Connection, here's the only time it's in. The new Luminaire with My Connection, and you have purchased the My Connection from a scan and cut. And unfortunately, correct me if I'm wrong, I can't get My Connection without purchasing the scan and cut.
I don't know.
Well,
haven't
I'd
looked
like
into
it.
Yeah,
I'd like it because I
think
don't,
that's correct. I think
there's
you have to
other
have the-
things I
yeah.
can do with appliques with my connection, but I can't get my connection without an active code, and the active code comes with the skin and cuts.
Yes.
So, anyway, watch, I'm gonna do a stitch simulation on this, so you can watch it, how it stitches, and hopefully, I probably should have blown this up. Okay,
Blow it all up.
yeah, watch what's happening.
Hand grenades.
Here's your placement stitch for your fabric or your batting, probably, in her case, right?
Yeah.
Now she's stitching it down. Yeah. Now I'm putting my fabric on. Yep. Oh, now I'm quilting in the background.
Yep.
Yep, right?
Yep,
All
yep,
makes
yep,
sense,
yep,
right?
yep, yep.
Watch what happens. It's magical. Oh, what's that? What's that red thing doing?
Is that a tactile stitch of some sort?
It's a placement stitch.
Oh, placement stitch.
Then she does the tack down stitch.
Okay. So those are the two colors she uses for tactile
Then
placement.
she goes back. Oh, she's doing the next one too before she puts her stitches down. See what that is? That's the Carmen khaki.
Yep.
Khaki. Do y'all see what I'm seeing?
Yep.
So if I say I have just decided that the khaki is my tack down stitch. Every time I see khaki, it's a tack down stitch,
Yes, that makes sense.
right?
Yeah.
Watch what I can do every time I see khaki. I can click on khaki over here, and I can say, let's go to applique mode. And what is that? She has it as not applique. I'm like, oh yes it is. I know it's applique. I can come over here and say, oh it is applique, and it is the position of my applique.
Okay.
And then I can say, do you want to save it for cutting?
And you're like, of course I do.
And not only that, I can save all of my khakis for cutting. And it saves it as a SVG, which means any electronic cutting machine can use it.
And I have learned with
Silhouette,
my latest toy
Scan
that
and cut.
you can also use SVGs to build
3D.
3D printing files.
Yes, or the Glowforge. The Glowforge. And
Yeah.
see, SVG files are an industry open-wide format. FCM, unfortunately, is FCM. Now, just so you know, Embrilliance can take FCM in and use it. He has the ability to do that. So that's another reason I like him with Brother. He can do that. But is that magical?
It is.
And as soon as I save it, we'll just do the chicken body. See how it's giving it a name? I'm going to call it, and see how below, how it says SVG?
Yes.
Now, if I had done all my khakis and called them these, all I got to do is tell it it's applique placement. That color is
And then-
now
then it goes-
applique placement. And then it says, okay, everything that's labeled as applique placement, we're going to create an SVG file for you. And watch what happens. I'm going to call it just chicken so I don't get confused.
Chicken.
So now, at this point, you can take it into, I'm saving it. 72 is fine, blah, blah, blah. Now, at this point, if there's an SVG file out there,
Yes.
which I can then bring into Canvas Workspace, Cricut Design Space, Silhouette, Illustrator, CorelDRAW, Inkscape. I mean, any of those programs. Sure does cut a lot. Any of those.
Inkscape is free.
Inkscape is free,
I like free.
but so is Canvas Workspace.
But
and so
Inkscape
is,
also has a embroidery module plugin you can now use on it.
who does?
Inkscape. Haven't
Really?
you used that, Eddie?
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen
It's
that.
not super awesome, but it works.
I have enough embroidery software. Whew. Anyway, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out of here for a second. This is to me, imagine you're making 5 mug rugs. Do you really want to sit there and go, no,
That's part of the fun.
no, it isn't.
Okay.
No, it isn't.
But if
And
it's
all
part,
I
if
did
it is
was-
part of the fun, you can do that.
All I did was say, look, you are part of, you are part of, I said, you're an applique position. That color is an applique position. That's as easy as it was. And now I'm going up into Cricut because that's my favorite thing. But I want to show you how easy it is to bring, and if I had done all of them, how easy it would be to bring all of them in. Oops, I want a new project. Now I have to wait. project. New project. I got a lot of stuff out here. Shush, you saw all my frosty finaglings.
Yeah, I saw all
Okay,
sorts of fun this
watch
way.
me upload my chicken.
Upload.
Upload. I can drag the chicken here, but I'm going to go browse it because I have my big screen out. And he was under documents, Juju, inside the chickens. Where is he? Where is he? Oh, inside placemat. There we go.
Did you save it as SVG?
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought I did. You know what? It's inside the. I did. I should have thrown it out on my desktop.
Yeah.
That's my recommendation. There it is. Chicken SVG. See it?
Yeah.
Open. Why, by golly!
It's a chicken.
That's the body of my chicken.
Your chicken has a body.
He does, and all I got to do is say upload it. I mean, it can get fancy and give it names, but I'm not going to. Look at my chicken.
And it's ready to go.
And if I had done all of the SVGs, all of the body parts, I would have had them all on here. He's ready to cut.
Nice. That was pretty cool. Pretty quick. Nice.
I'm amazed.
I like it.
And it's just going a step up.
Yeah, it just.
And it's how you can create your own
It's the
applique
page.
pieces quite easily, actually. So, that wasn't really a tip because it was involved. But
Yeah.
don't
No,
be afraid
it's
to
a
use
good tip.
essentials. It's that easy to take any purchase, any design you purchase, take it into essentials, simply click on the color and say applique position, and then save or save all, SVG file. Sweet, right?
Nice.
Pretty awesome.
That's awesome. Okay, that's it.
All right.
That's what I got. Whoop.
Oh, look at that. Eddie's right on top of it. WorkBench.
WorkBench.
WorkBench is just kind of.
I'm just
Eddie
gonna
has been
share
tearing
it
apart old
quick.
machines for parts the last couple of days. And so, what's
All right,
nice
get
is
ready for
I have a
next.
really nice example for you on machines.
Ooh, what is that? Motors?
These are motors. Now, if you'll notice, this motor is twice the size of this motor, and this is actually kind of a big one too. This is the motor that's in a modern sewing machine, the smaller one, versus this giant behemoth.
Do they
with-
weigh a different amount?
Oh, they
too?
weigh, yeah. This one is about twice as heavy as this one. But the reason I'm showing this to you is because in the
So those make good weights on our rulers
yes,
because it's flat.
it's
too.
flat. Yes. Well, this is a Singer. And these will come in a couple different shapes. These motors here, they're pretty. This one is a little bit funky. Usually it's like a black one, but they're pretty common, universal. And these are also fairly universal as well. But the reason I wanted to show these to you is because from a technical standpoint, the amount of electricity that these motors draw is night and day. This guy here takes quite a bit more of a current draw than this little guy here. So in kind of the modern society, when we talk about being ecological and green and all that stuff, the newer machines, even though a lot of them are bigger, do a whole lot more, are much more efficient because the motors they're using are half the size and quite a bit more efficient. They're also DC versus AC, so there's a little bit more control over them as well from a control standpoint. But I just wanted to show this to you because I think it's kind of an interesting difference that even though the machines have been getting bigger, I mean, if you look at the throat size on these new machines, they're twice the size of the old ones. The motors in them are getting smaller and they're much more efficient. The newer machines are a lot more efficient. Not only are the motors smaller, all of them also are running LED lights and a bunch of other things. So from an efficiency standard and an amp standard, the newer machines, just like I said, just comparing the motors, you can see how much more efficient the new machines are going to be. That being said, you can get into all sorts of stuff about generators and AC sine waves and all that, but the new machines, they are running on DC versus AC because of the electronics in them, but they are much more efficient than what you were getting before. You might find that the power draw may be comparable, but it's still going to be a little bit less because you are running more electronics, so you are going to see a little bit more current draw for the screen and the boards and all that, but it's not going to compare to what this motor takes to spin is a whole lot more than what this guy takes. Just sitting there, sure, your new machine will draw a little bit more power, but when you're actually sewing, it's a way more efficient machine. And I just thought I would show that out to you because I mean you can just kind of see the difference in the size of these motors. It's quite a bit different. And it's a nice visual representation. Like I said, if you've got an old machine and you're thinking about upgrading, for nothing other than, like I said, you can justify it if you want from an efficiency standpoint.
Save it on your electrical bill. You can afford a new luminaire.
Yes, I don't know how many years you'd have to
Do
use
they
it.
still have that special financing program going on?
They do have special finance, especially in the month of February. We are doing 60-month no interest financing available.
I don't know
for
how you can go wrong. And I'm going
And-
to tell you.
And luminaires are in stock, I have been told, that if we order them, they're about a week to 10 days out, so you don't have to wait a lot.
Amazing, people. Amazing.
10 needles, I don't think they're caught up yet, but luminaires, I think, are available.
I've
But
had to go back and forth between the Dream Machine and
and
the
luminaire, and now you made the Dream Machine.
No.
No, the Luminaire. Well, I'm going to show you my next segment, and I'm afraid I'm not going to see it on this machine, but I'm going to hope we are. I actually have a Luminaire in my trunk because I said, oh, maybe I need the Luminaire to show this off, but it blows my mind what that machine can do. We can do it with this, but not the same with the projector and everything.
Oh yeah, the projector's awesome.
I'm going to show you what I've been
seemed
playing
kind of like
with.
a gimmick when I first started using
Oh
it.
no!
It's like, oh, it's a nice tool.
When you see the micro-stippling I've been up to,
Ooh,
oh yeah, oh
that is kind of
yeah,
impressive.
it's very impressive, and I don't think I could do it as well on this machine.
The other thing, you're probably not going to see it on this machine until
No.
it starts stitching.
I can do it on this machine, but
Yeah.
nowhere near as fun
Yeah.
as it is on the Luminaire.
So do I need
So,
to run out to your trunk and get that?
so this machine will probably be up for sale very soon.
Which is good because everybody's always looking for a Dream
It's
Machine.
a great starter, but
Oh,
man, once you get moving, what?
I'm just gonna, if we're gonna put that
Oh.
for sale, I'm just gonna throw this out there right now.
This comes up. This is just my frame. I need a new 9x14. I've worn the rubber
Okay.
gasket out on it.
Oh, I can get you the rubber gasket. And look at that.
Okay,
Look
but
at
then
the
I need another frame
stitch
because
count
I'm not
on that.
living without my.
It's only got 3 million stitches on it.
That's nothing.
I know, it's just
That's
getting
'cause
warmed up.
Yeah,
It's because she has more to choose from.
Oh, I know. You've got other machines. I'm just saying. I was just
it's
throwing
a
that out
great
there.
machine,
When this goes up for sale, people will be excited.
and it's been well loved.
It is.
Okay.
So anyway, there's that.
All right.
So that's all.
I
That's
might
all.
ramble, but
that's
I'm
all I have
all
for the-
about if you can get in the Luminaire bandwagon.
Yeah.
I cannot scream. I used to say, people would say, do you think it's worth the difference between the Dream Machine and the Luminaire? For what I'm doing, hands
When you
down.
start getting into the quilting and stuff, it's
Oh,
a much better machine for that.
Oh my goodness. And I would like to show some of that off.
Okay. Well, we're gonna try
And
and
I
show, we're
learned
gonna
stuff
show
that
off the
hopefully
Luminaire
in
on the Dream
designs.
Machine.
No, I think the features I'm going to show off we could do in here.
Yeah.
But you don't have the projector, and that is
Yeah.
that is the fine tuning machine
yeah.
of all, and the fact that you can see your quilting right there in the design center
Yeah.
before you go off is
Yeah.
great. But I wrote the settings down,
Okay.
so I have the settings jotted down somewhere for us. I'll dig them out, so we should be able to do the same thing because I already know what the settings are.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yes, makes sense.
All right. Last week, I feel like this is appropriate because of Groundhog Day. Hey, did he see a shadow or what?
Yes.
Hey, what's his name? Can anybody pronounce his name?
All I know is I saw a meme on Facebook about
Okay,
his wife that lives
seriously,
in Florida and said just serial liar, and it was the funniest thing I ever
Can
saw.
anybody pronounce the hedgehog's name?
Punxsutawney Phil.
Tawny Phil.
Say it louder now.
Punxsutawney Phil.
Okay, I say anybody who comes in today on Groundhog Day and says Punxsutawney Phil
Mm-hmm.
gets a 10% discount.
Today or tomorrow?
Today, only today.
Today, okay.
It's Groundhog Day.
So the rest of the day?
It's, today.
Not-
Today only.
That special is not valid for machine purchases.
Not that, no. Yeah, you're gonna, I'd like to buy a Luminaire.
Punxsutawney.
I'm thinking if you can say it, Groundhog Day,
Can you say it?
Punxsutawney Phil. No, I can't. I can't say Morden. How am I supposed to say Punxsutawney Phil?
Morden?
Okay, you even got my granddaughter going, Graham, what's Morden? What's Morden?
What is Morden?
Yeah, we have no idea what you're saying.
Morden, like Morden art?
Modern.
Yes! See, you guys know what I'm talking
I
about.
was listening to an interview
Yeah,
with a
sure.
Scotsman and I couldn't understand half of it. And now I'm thinking we're probably not nearly as...
I have Scottish in me. Maybe that explains it.
Yeah.
I was raised by a Scot and couldn't say Jack, so that's probably why I can't either. Okay, can we get...
Sorry, that's-
Okay, can
that made my
Eddie,
day.
can we
Thank
get
you.
any closer to this? I really need a close-up of this.
Oh,
This,
yeah.
this was done on the Luminaire, but I'm going to show you what I learned, and I believe you can conquer it here. No. Okay, thank you, Ed. Do you see that micro-stippling? Remember I was talking about
Right
what I'm going
there.
to do? How am I going to quilt this?
And see, that's my finger, so that gives you a scale on how small that
the
stippling is.
micro-stippling
index
is
finger.
amazing.
I should be a hand
I
model. Look
first-
at those nails.
I
Oh my
know.
gosh.
I first did it in white, but then I wanted to bring it to the show, so I redid it. I restitched it in a light gray so we could actually see it up here. But do you also see what's happening? Like, why do I have this upside down?
Because it's not the camera above you, it's this one.
Oh, okay. Well, do you also see the outline of? Oh, Becky, over here. See the outline
That
around the
likes
tree?
Yeah.
Okay, I figured out how to do that at the same time that I did this big stippling,
Ooh.
and I didn't know you could even do that.
Would you trace the tree to make the stippling around it?
I'm going to show you the tool that is now my favorite tool in Design Center, which I had never even used. This is what cracks me up about these machines. But do you see how good that stippling is?
Yeah, that looks really good.
And then, so I'm just playing and I'm putting it in wherever I want. I got to show Eddie. I'm going to do one of these. Hang on. No, you stay still. Let me move. No, me move.
You stay still, he'll move.
Okay, I'll stay still, people. I'm going to tell you what I wish I had done differently too. Is when I did this big stippling, I wish I hadn't done a straight line. I wish I had done it more like this, so when I fill in the next one,
Yeah.
you can't really tell where it begins and ends.
Oh, I understand. Yeah.
You know, like on the outside here, I'm going to do. Oops. On the outside here, I'm going to do
Yeah.
big stippling as I come down.
So
the edge.
as you're changing hoops, that where the stippling ends is what you're saying?
This is that blue line represents my finish size.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what, and I don't want stippling in my seam
Yeah.
allowance. That's why I'm stopping there. But can you see how beautiful? Now, see how where I haven't done it, and I had those puckers I didn't like?
Yeah.
Okay, those were here too.
But then you put the micro stipple in it when it disappeared.
Is that amazing?
Oh,
And it's
nice.
so fun to do. And I know I had a long arm. I couldn't, it would take me forever to do this on my long arm. But with the Luminaire and the scanner and the projector, I'm in love. Love,
whoa,
love, love.
Whoa, true whoa.
Anyway,
Is
so you
what
want to
wins
see
us
how to do that
together.
line? I do.
Yes.
Go into Design Center. I'm going to show you this. Now, also, people, and Brent, maybe you can help me with this. I know you can use a mouse, which is what I would prefer to use,
Yep.
but you have to use a certain mouse.
A
And
USB mouse.
yeah, I know, but it has to be like an old, not fancy USB mouse. Every time I plug in a USB mouse, my machine goes, "Ugh," and it freezes up, and I have to restart it.
I'd have to
And
look
I've
into
tried
that.
like 3 different, but I've heard not all mice are created equal. So it's probably
This
the
is very
mice I'm
true.
trying. So anyway, just so you know.
Yeah, I'd have to look into
But
that.
I really would prefer to use a mouse rather than my finger or a stylus. But we're going to use fingers or stylus.
Okay, we'll use
Okay.
fingers.
Are we in Design Center?
We're in Design Center.
See, it looks so different.
Put the camera down.
It looks so different to me. This is going back and forth is a hard thing. I want you to go to Line Properties.
Is that good?
We definitely need Luminaire for these shows.
Okay, we'll line properties.
Line Properties.
Which is this here.
Up there. Okay. Now look across the top of the Line Properties. Do any of you know what those are for?
If you had attended my
Okay, tell us
design
what they're for.
design center class,
Tell
you
us
would
what they're
learn
for,
this.
Brent. What are those 4 top ones for?
So the first one is just kind of a free draw.
A free draw.
The second one here, that's going to be it's free draw, but it's going to connect the endpoints.
It's a
So-
closed shape.
So you always get a
It
closed shape.
automatically closes the shape
Yes.
for you. Duh!
This is just going to be a line, and that's a line with multiple points.
Okay. Choose line with multiple points. And just for kicks, single stitch, which really is double stitch.
Okay.
Give us a color we can see. This is my new favorite thing. Oh, we probably should have scanned this in.
Well, we'll just do this real quick so people
Okay.
can see it.
All right.
So then you're just going to go, oops. There you go.
Nope. See? I'm clear. I'm going to show you the beauty. Nope, just clear off, please. I'm going to show you the beauty of it. Get out of the way.
All right.
This is the beauty of it. So that's why I should have scanned in first. Picture I have a mountain peak here that I want to draw. I've chosen my point guy. I can start here. Well, I guess my stylus isn't happy.
No, it's there.
Here it's there. Okay, watch. And it's a curvy mountain. I am selecting points going around my object. I can get as close as far as I. Notice it's also wants to connect like the closed shape.
Yep.
But the reason I like this better than the closed shape, now he's connected. Watch what happens when I put a fill in. Oh, this screen is different. There we go. Thank you. Okay, bucket, fill. I didn't have to hold my pencil down. Watch, if I go back here, oh, it's a different button now. If I go back here and I choose my closed shape one,
Mm-hmm.
watch what happens.
That's the one
Ready?
you have to hold, yeah.
Ready? That's one you have to hold down. The other one is like building a dot to dot. So you blow this up and you put your dots all along your mountain, you're just doing dot, 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 dot. Guess what? If you mess up one dot, guess what you do?
Undo.
Back up one dot. Not start all over again.
Oh my goodness.
It's
How
a
did we
deal
not
breaker.
know this?
Did you know it, Danny?
No, I'm asking.
I know, because I didn't know this either. Now watch why I prefer that over this. Now I'm going around a mountain with my closed shape.
Close shape, yeah.
Watch what happens.
So,
Make
yeah.
a liar out of me.
No, because once you pick
Oh.
up, and then once you,
I'm gonna make it look a little different.
It's like that fabric you cut before.
Okay, so that actually worked out good.
That's what she said.
Usually what happens to me, and notice I'm using this little stylus.
Yeah.
Usually what happens to me is I start drawing and it breaks.
yeah.
Yeah.
The line, this screen is amazing, people. If you're interested in this, just look at it. It's sailing.
The different technologies in the screen between a Dream Machine and a Luminaire.
I cannot get on the Luminaire.
Yeah,
I can't
the
get it
Luminaire-
smooth as that.
The
But
Luminaire
now,
screen is,
if I'm happy with this one, when I go back, it all goes away. When I'm on the dot, I call it the dot to dot one, you know, and I can trace. You can go anywhere you want, in, out, up, down. Let's say, I made a mistake on that last one. See how it's taking just points away? Not the whole thing, so I can go back here and fix it.
That's amazing.
I
that
can
was actually
just
nice.
Fix it.
I like it.
I don't have to start all
I've
over.
Never used that before, like that.
Me either! And it's a game changer for me. Have any of you all used it? Crickets. Well, I love it, and if you have a mouse and you're tracing, that's how I did my mountains. But now here's the other thing I discovered that I didn't know. You ready for this?
Sure.
Do you want to scan this then? What time is it?
We got like 10 minutes.
Okay, we're good. We'll clear everything out of here.
Yeah.
All right? Okay, now let's pretend I want to, I'm going to put this on the machine just so I can have it just show.
We can scan it in real quick.
Well, I don't know if it's where we want to scan anyway, but, okay, let's go ahead and scan it real quick.
Okay. So
And I'll show you how I did in one step the big fill in the sky and got my stitching for my mountains in one step. I just love this stuff. I'm having so much fun learning this stuff. And unless you have a reason to scratch your head and figure stuff out, you don't. I'm going to screw up your scan. It's all right, because I'm not actually going to stitch on this. But I'm having so much fun. It took what I thought was a bad stitch out, and it is becoming something I'm very proud of.
it looks good. It really does. Okay.
Okay. The Luminaire also scans much faster than the Brother.
It does.
Dream?
And it actually does fewer. It takes fewer
But-
passes too because it's got a wider angle camera.
Yep, that's probably why it's faster, right? Fewer passes.
Yeah, but it also
Okay.
processes faster.
Okay, so now you can see on the screen we have our scan, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
we're gonna just take it up a notch so we can see better. Nope, that's down. We had it up.
Oh, you want?
Oh, that's backwards of the Luminaire.
So you want?
Okay, I wanted a little darker, I do.
You want the picture darker?
Yeah. Luminaire, you go the other way. All right, let's say what I want to do is I want to create a fill around here like I did,
Yeah,
but I wanted to stitch the bottom line to frame my mountains,
yeah,
and I don't want it to stitch around my stippling.
yeah.
I want that to be free flow. How would you do that?
I would just trace around the mountains and do one half on stipple and the bottom half on something else.
Okay, that's how I was thinking until I went, whoop! Now, we're in line properties.
Yeah.
I got my zigzagger, which remember how much I love him,
Yeah.
and I got my stitch turned on.
Mhm.
All right, so I'm going to say, okay, the first thing I want to do, I'm going to actually blow him up a little bit so we can see where's the hand on this
In
one.
the hand, you have to just drag this guy here around.
Okay, thank you.
Where do you
All
want
right, so now, right there, it's good.
Okay.
I'm going to actually come down because I don't have to be, when I'm doing it at home, I'm blown up.
Yeah.
I'm seeing what's going on. We're just going to do a section here. So I've got my zigzag stitch up, right?
Yeah.
So I'm saying, I'm going to start here, 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 here. I would do a better job at this at home. Now, I don't want it to stitch anymore, right?
Yeah.
In the middle of making my line, I go back to properties
Yeah.
and say, stop stitching. Continue. Oh, it started a new one. I didn't want it to.
Oh.
Why? Brother, the Luminaire doesn't start a new one. Okay.
What do you mean it starts a new one?
Hang on, I'll try this again. I don't like that. Oh, I deleted my skin. Well, you just have to bear with me. Okay. Lines are turned on, right?
Yeah. So you
So
do
I
this
was going, around my
yeah, you did a
mountain.
section of it, yeah.
Lines are turned on, correct?
Yeah.
Now I want to continue this, but I don't want any more stitching,
Yeah.
right? After
Yeah,
this.
yeah, you just want to put down a border, kind of like a boundary is what you're trying to put
I
on.
want to continue,
Yeah.
without it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to turn off my stitches.
Yeah.
And I come back in, I'm going to start right where I left off. Oops, this way. Let me see how, okay, so I'm going to come in here.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to connect these two and I'm not stitching. This is a non-stitch line. Watch.
Yeah, okay. I see what you're doing.
Where's the... I don't do well switching machines here.
It's kind of fun watching you fight with it.
It's
you know,
so
add-
different.
Adds to the entertainment value.
Well, but the idea is the same between the two machines, just small different, but, okay, stop. Now I've got a shape, and the
Yeah.
only thing that's gonna, I'm gonna fill that shape.
Yeah.
But the only thing that's gonna up,
Stitch is the first one.
right, so let's put some stippling in there. Now, if I have an open joint, we're
It's
gonna
not-
find
yeah,
out right
Right now,
now.
this is, and I bet you do.
Whoops, paint bucket would be
I
better.
see another, oh.
Nicely
Nice.
done,
Yes.
Becky. Now, what I have, if you go,
You refer to yourself as the third person.
I know. I'm gonna go all the way to, and
Yeah.
I went all the way to prove it. See
Yeah,
that?
so you've got the stitch line, yeah, okay. Now,
Now, did you know this too? Another tip.
I was just gonna say, if you didn't do this as a no-sew, as just a different color, you could change that to a no-sew color as long as it's different than the first color.
This is true. But I was just pleased with myself because other people online were actually doing it as two separate steps.
Yeah,
They
and
were
I can-
creating the
yeah.
mountain, then they were recreating
The
the whole
boundary around
shape
it,
to
yep.
get the boundary, and
Yep.
I'm like, oh, you don't have to.
I see what you're saying, yes.
And I don't know how many people forget this little bugger. Oh, great, it's not on this machine.
Well, what are we looking for?
The
The what?
here we go, right here. But, no, it doesn't do it on this
What are you
machine.
looking for?
The watching the stitch outs on your machine.
Oh, yeah, no, this doesn't do that.
Another reason I love the Luminaire. Before I go into embroidery, if I go into embroidery and I hit this button, this is what I see.
Yeah.
Okay, whoop-de-doo I say. But if I'm not in embroidery and I hit that button on the Luminaire, you get the ability to watch the whole thing stitch out on your screen. In case you have forgotten that, that is something I use a lot. So you can actually watch, if you're unsure of what's going to stitch when or the order of anything, you can just hit that button and you can watch the whole thing stitch out on your screen.
And you can also do the projector and put it on the,
And that's obviously, after I did this, I then hit the projector and made sure I liked exactly where my stippling was.
Yep.
And if I needed to fine tune it, I just, right when you're in the projector,
Yeah,
you
you
can
can
just
move
hit
stuff,
those buttons and fine tune it, and I did.
cool. So
they-
that's actually cool. I learned something today.
See?
I like it.
Nice.
When you have to start using things, you got, there's gotta be a better way. I'm not doing the, because I was afraid, I was afraid my mountains wouldn't be right.
Yeah.
They're perfect.
It looks good. It's going on awesome.
And it's the zigzag. I call it point to point.
Yeah.
Point to point. Lift up in between your points. It's
Yeah.
not a drag. It's
Yeah.
a dot to dot. So
And
you
that-
can make
and
them as close to one another, like to
Yeah.
get it rounder.
Yeah.
I blew it up and went dot 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 dot. Rather have a mouse that I can
Yeah.
go click click click.
And honestly, if you're just going, if you're just making perimeters to put stippling in, you don't have to be super tight to the curve. But yeah, that's nice. I like it.
I tried to. That was my goal.
Of course you did.
So anyway,
So that's that.
thank you for joining us for another episode of Shenanigans with Becky and Brent. Professional as always. But and noon, are we sticking with noon? Because we talked about changing it to 4. We good with noon?
I'm good with noon.
Noon. So next
I like
week,
noon.
next week at noon. So for your lunch break, you can hang out with us for an
That's
hour.
right. That's
But
right.
Sorry. I
thanks
definitely.
Little
for watching.
early.
Remember,
Premature button ejaculation by Danny.
so on,
I'm not ejaculation,
So on.
depression.
so on, and be excellent to each other.